So Chris Paul has recently retired from the NBA. So let's break down his career. He played for the New Orleans Hornets. This is not in order, by the way. New Orleans Hornets, um, Los Angeles Clippers, Houston Rockets, Oklahoma City Thunder, Golden State Warriors, and the San Antonio Spurs, and the Phoenix Suns. So so what is he known for? He's known for his ability to pass. That's his number one attribute, and his good on ball defensive skills. He can also score the ball too, shooting 37% from three in the regular season for his career, and like 86% from the foul line, and like mid 40s from three. I want to say from the field. I want to say like 46% from the field. He's one of the best all time when it comes to assist to turnover ratio, especially among guys that handle the ball and pass as much as he does. Are well, nobody much passes as much as but still, he's still among the all-time best in assist to turnover ratio. When he played for the New Orleans Hornets, he was able to just do his own thing. Didn't make as many threes, but mid-range, getting to the basket, and of course, passing the ball and just being able to do his own thing. He was great on the Oklahoma City Thunder. He may not put up huge numbers, but they far exceeded his expectations. And I think he was an all-star, and he was a big reason why. And when he played for the Phoenix Suns, they got to the NBA finals and even won 2 games in the NBA finals. And when he played for the Spurs, unfortunately, he was just there for his veteran presence and didn't do much. Same with the Warriors, but he did a little bit more with the Warriors, as I thought he was just gonna be a really good backup point guard. Unfortunately, that didn't work out. And when he played with the Rockets, he and James Harden were maybe the best backcourt in the league and won it a league, and he at times was carrying them in the playoffs when James Harden couldn't. And I've often said if Chris Paul was healthy, they would have won the championship, but that's a whole nother their topic of conversation. And when he played with the Clippers, they were called the Lob City Clippers. Why? Not just because of DeAndre Jordan and especially Blake Griffin's ability to finish on alley oops and dunk, but Chris Paul's ability to throw the alley oop. NBA players make throwing alley oops so easy, and Chris Paul is a big part of throwing alley oops. He's one of the best, if not the best, alley oop passers in NBA history. And then come playoff time, he's able to turn up, averaging over 8 assists and bumping his points from 17 a game to 20 a game. So he showed up come playoff time, win or lose. Win or lose. He's been one of my favorite point guards, and he'll definitely be in the Hall of Fame. And I definitely think he should go down as a top 10 point guard of all time. Now, where does he rank all time among point guards? Let's break it down. I've got Magic Johnson one. He's the all time leader in assists per game, both the regular season and the playoffs, and averages about 19 a game, shooting 83% from the foul line and almost 50% from the field, and was underrated defensively, averaging about 2 steals a game. I've often said Magic Johnson is the best post player in NBA history a that wasn't a true big man. Then you've got number 2, I've got Steph Curry. Steph Curry is one of the best scoring point guards of all time and is widely regarded as the best three-point shooter in NBA history. Why is he so good? He's an underrated finisher. He's got that floater and can finish around the basket. He's a 90-plus foul shooter, shoots like 42, 43% from the foul line for his career and shooting over 40% for most of them. He's won, I think, 2 MVPs and 4 championships and has like a bunch of finals appearances. I want to say 6, maybe, because I want to say 5 or 6, maybe. Um, and he's just one of the best, and he's so good because you've got to extend your defense all the way out to the half court line because he's so dangerous, and he's so good at getting open and coming off screens and stuff instead of just like a lot of point guards do. They'll run the offense or they'll just stand there. But he really gets over and that's why I think some people like to label him as a shooting guard, even though he was always the primary ball handler, and it's one of the better ball handlers in NBA history. So I've got him second. I've got Oscar Robertson third. He's top 3 all time in triple doubles right there with Russell Westbrook and Nikola Jokic, and he was the leader for a long time. He averages about 9 assists a game for his career and over 20 points per game. I want to say like 22 maybe. and he's a little more efficient from the field than Westbrook. And I can't remember if he has any championships, but if he does, that's definitely going to go a long way, putting him over some other guys. Then at 4, I've got Isaiah Thomas. I want to say he averaged like 19 and 9 for his career, and he's got 1 or 2 championships, and he was one of the leading forces on the Pistons team, or the bad boy Pistons team, as they're often referred to, especially offensively. And his shooting percentages may not be great, shooting just 75% from the foul line and under 30% from 3, and you question if that would work in today's basketball, but that means he had to have been good from the mid-range and finishing around the basket. A 6-foot player finishing around the basket that well is pretty impressive, especially in a more physical era. And then I have John Stockton, the all-time leader in total assists per game, and averaged 10 a game for his career. Sure, he might not be the flashiest passer, but he was more flashy than you think, and his passes were just always right on the money. And he and Karl Malone were just a master in the pick and roll, maybe the best pick and roll of all time, and he also shoots about 36% from 3 and about over 80% from the foul line, and he wasn't like a super high turnover guy. Then I have, Chris Paul at 6. I have him ahead of Russell Westbrook. Yes, peak for peak, Russell Westbrook's better, winning an MVP and averaging a triple-double, and yes, Russell Westbrook's a better rebounder, and you can say, "Oh, he's only a better rebounder because he's, like, 3 inches taller." So, sometimes bigger is just better. Sometimes you just take the bigger player. He's a better finisher around the basket, especially when it comes to above the rim athleticism. And he could shoot from the mid range. And on the Oklahoma City Thunder, and for a while, he was an 80-plus foul shooter. Now, now Westbrook didn't always bring it come playoff time, and that's why I have Chris Paul ranked ahead of him. And he averages less assists. Chris Paul and was just the better shooter, shooting better from the foul line more consistently. As Westbrook's now under 80% for his career and shooting higher from the field. Chris Paul averaged like 17 and 9 for his career and like 4 rebounds. And then he's able to boost that up to 20 points per game in the playoffs while still giving you the 8 assists per game. And he was very good defensively. Has a career 107 defensive rating and got a lot of steals and could just really lock you down as an on ball defender. So I have him 6th all time. I have him ahead of Luca. I think it's just too early with Luca. Even though Luca did lead his map teams to the finals, and statistically and per game stats, he might be the best so far. And I have him ahead of Nash, even though Nash's got the 2 MVPs. I think Chris Paul's a better all-around scorer with his better finishing and ability from mid-range. And I have him ahead of Kidd. He's got better shooting percentages than Kidd and could also defend. And so that's why I have Chris Paul number 6 all time. But where do you rank Chris Paul all time among point guards? And where do you rank him all time among NBA players? I've definitely got him top 50 all time. And like I said earlier, he's a lock for the Hall of Fame, and it's a fun player to watch. Fun player to watch. And I definitely think should be go down as a top 10 point guard of all time, and probably a top 3 to 5 passer of all time, and maybe a top 10 on ball defender among point guards of all time. So that's where I have Chris Paul ranked all time. Let me know what you think, and please comment below and like this video, and maybe even share it. And I love a good debate. So just let me know what you think. Chris Paul all time and all time among point guards. And if you like these type of debates, please tune in for more, as I plan to do more of these type of videos in addition to my interviews, which you should also look out for. Thank you so much.